Culture, they say, is very dynamic. Perhaps that's why I'm a culture enthusiast.
Absolutely you are. You know, some cultures, especially in Africa, always find reasons to celebrate. They celebrate when they give birth to a child. They celebrate the coming of age.
They celebrate marriage. Believe it or not, they celebrate death even more.
Yeah, but that's when it's the death of an elderly person.
Correct. This culture is very common in Ghana and southern part of Nigeria.
Yeah, that reminds me, why are burials always such an elaborate affair, in the East?
All these and more you'll find out on this episode of Goge Africa.
Absolutely. Come with us to Anambra State.
Every day around the world, people die, either from natural or man-made causes. And everywhere around the world, societies have evolved ways of burying their dead, in most cases following time-honored traditions and rituals. In this episode, we look at the different dynamics of burial culture on the continent, with special focus on ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. Come with us. In many societies across Africa, death and dying, especially when the individual has lived to a ripe old age, is viewed not as the end of life as we know it, but as a journey into another realm and much better world.
According to our culture, we are related to the Jews, and that is from where we got the Bible. And if you go to the Bible, they will tell you that the day of mourning is more important than the day of rejoicing. And if you look at our culture, you will discover that when there is mourning, people who don't come home, people who have not come home for years will return. But if it's a traditional marriage, or if it's a white man marriage, many people cut it off, they don't come back. But as far as this ceremony of burial is concerned, people come back from all and sundry to celebrate it.
It is believed that the soul of the departed ascends to a higher realm of existence and becomes, in time, a higher being, more or less an ancestor to be revered. In a way, that explains the elaborate and sometimes lavish ceremonies relatives put together to celebrate the life and times of the departed, especially when the dead has lived a good and impactful life.
Someone is dead, we celebrate the person because that's the less honor that we are going to give to the person that died. So like my uncle that died, this burial that we celebrated, though we celebrated him when he was alive, so and when he's dead, we'll give the big celebration because that's the last honor we'll give him.
In some cases, the preparations leading to the day of burial last many months, involving several family and clan meetings. The final activities of the interment can take the better part of a fortnight, marked by feasting and joyous cheers. This is not without reason. The people of southeastern Nigeria, which is home to the Igbos, believe that 2 days are significant in a person's life: when they are born and when they die.
Why Igbos attach importance to burial is that there are two important dates in a man's life. The date that the person was born and the date that the person left the world. So we use it to accord importance. It's a respect, it's a mark of respect, because every member of our family will return. You know, it's a mark of respect for our father. That is a mark of respect. That's why we are giving a befitting burial.
This perhaps explains why, when a person dies in that corner of the world, the customary period of grief and mourning is typically followed by a string of activities, almost mirroring a carnival, a pageantry, sometimes even seeming like a coronation. Two recent rites of passage in Igboland in Anambra State specifically point to these celebration of life. The first, in Oba village, had all the markings of glaze and glamour, and it became a social media sensation. The second, held in the village of Enuguku in Njikoka local government area, was loud in its reverence for the culture and observance of old established customs of the land. And because the deceased lived to be 86 and was highly regarded by his kinsmen, young and old, the community pulled out all the stops to honor him.
This is one of my best friends, a father to we all, and my own best friend.
Following the church service and interment, everything came to a head when the Nwobi family hosted guests to a reception at the community civic center, where family, in-laws, and friends turned up in clothes chosen specifically for the occasion to observe a long-standing tradition of giving gifts to the bereaved family.
I'm so happy to be here. In fact, I thank God I'm here because it's just like a new experience for me in celebration of, burial and all that. You know, so as in like, to me it's quite a celebration, and I really appreciate how they go about it. You know, different family coming around to pay their homage. You know, as in like, it's like a carnival of sorts.
We are happy what is happening here today. It's a burial of significance. It's a celebration of life. And Nneka and Moses, as international people that project Enuguku to the international world, we are happy to associate with them.
And we pray that the soul of their father, who sowed this seed in Moses, Isaac Moses, and then who married and accepted Nneka, will continue to rest in perfect peace.
For me, the most impressive aspect of the burial was the reception at the Civic Center, where I saw a procession or a carnival, more or less, you know, in celebration of the life of a man who lived well, who lived to grow old, and he passed away as an old man. And to just see the community rally round to celebrate him, you know, after he has passed away, registered a lot in my mind.
The Civic Center assumed a theatrical scene with colorful performances by traditional troops and masquerades, including Igboland's cultural troupe, Ihiala. Goge from Abagana. And the colorful Ijele masquerade in Enugu.
Goge Africa, that's a I'm mountain the Brunei. I'm
One of the reasons why money is really spent in this part of the country when they are doing burial is, you know, it's a show of the last respect. They are showing their last respect for the person that died. So everybody will come out,
they will bring gifts, they will bring wrapper, drinks, food and everything. It's not as if they just want to show that they have money, because most of the money that is even being spent is not really from the family. But you see people are willing to even bring money for it to be spent during this burial. One thing I want you to note why they are doing it is just to give the last respect for the deceased person.
Here in the East, there is special significance to funerals, because apart from the day of your birth, the day of your funeral is another very significant day. I know a lot of people spend a lot of money on funerals. What I saw yesterday was a beautiful occasion, a cultural festival in celebration of the life of a dear father.
Burial in this part of the country is that so tax involving and money spending. In my place in Benue State, we don't normally engage in burial like this. But nowadays, it is being borrowed as a borrowed culture. You know, like in burying our in-laws, what we normally go with is like clothing. There are a certain amount of drinks that you present. But here, what I have seen here today is that so much tasking. Though I enjoy it because we are equal to the task, and we met up with what the demand is in this eastern part of the world, of Nigeria. So I'm so happy about it.
Also in attendance were delegates from the Bonny Island Tourism Hub, BITH, who were adorned in their colorful wrapper attire, won admiration from the crowd as they performed amidst cheers.
My name is Mr. Belgam Erima. I'm the leader of Bonny Island Tourism Hub. We have come all the way from Bonny Island. We have come to facilitate with the family of Mr. Isaac Moses on the loss of his father, Nze Moses Isaac. And we have come to I've got a goodwill message from Bonny Island to also console them and to say that we cannot question our creator because he's the master. But we thank God because it's a life well spent. It's a celebration of life, and indeed we have come to celebrate with them.
The Enugu Traditional Authority, Igwe Council and Cabinet Chiefs, led by His Royal Highness Igwe Saraf Obumneme Ekbe, gave his royal blessing at the reception, while also commiserating with the family.
We in Enugu, the first son of Umuri, where Moses Isaac belongs to, we are very, very happy and proud of him because he has been with us promoting the culture of Enugu internationally and nationally. This has been with the Igbo people throughout Nigeria and in diaspora. We have been spending money to organize burials because of the attachment we have on the dead. Even the Anambra State government has tried a lot to now streamline the burial ceremony estimates or cost. But when you come, they cannot monitor it. And that is why the State Assembly decided to promulgate laws concerning burials. But when you come to the east, the southeast, they will say, no, this is how we want to do our own, based on our culture. So nobody will change it. It is very, very difficult to change.
Representatives of the traditional authority from Aguleri also came in their numbers.
Anyị bịara ịnọnyere Moses na nwunye ya, Azik na nwunye ya, maka akwamozu nna Eva. O nwere ike onye nọdụ na-ajụ kedu ihe kpatara na mmadụ nwụrụ na ndị Igbo na-akwasa ego rinne maọbụ ime ihe dị iche. Ọ bụ iji kwụnyere onye ahụ ugwu nke ikpeazụ maka na o nwere ego anyị na-akpasa na akwamozu lulu ka onye ahụ a na-akwa. Nke mere na ihe iwu dị na nwunye ya iwu na ha na-egosi na nna ha zụrụ nke ọma. Ana ihe niile ha niile emekọrọ ji abịa nkenebe na nna ha nwụrụ. Ọ bụrụ ihe ọma. O nwere ike ụmụnne anyị ndị Hausa na-emere ụdị ahụ. Mana ihe kpatara anyị ji eme bụ na anyị bụ ndị Israel. Anyị bụ ndị Hibru. Anụ usoro nke ọdịnala na ndị Hibru ka anyị na-eso.
Talk of befitting burial. The one at Enugu checked all the boxes.
Stand by now for travel tips.
As the world opens up to travels, countries welcome tourists. With highly infectious variants of the coronavirus manifesting in different forms, countries are adopting new health and safety protocols. On Travel Tips, we present you safety tips in the COVID-19 era. 1. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Sanitize your hand with an alcohol-based hand sanitizer after contact. When you find yourself in a public place, ensure you are well protected in a face mask covering your nose and mouth to prevent the penetration of any substance. 4. Practice a no-contact greetings at all times. Maintain at least 2 meters social distance from those around you. Avoid crowded places, especially when indoors. Finally, register and locate the nearest primary health center to get vaccinated against COVID-19. And until same time, when we come your way again, stay alive.
Well, I'm sure you've enjoyed yourself and you've learned a bit about burials in Africa. And the clips you've watched are actually compilation of festivals. Yes, burial celebrations from different parts of Anambra State. Most of it came from the celebration of the life of Anamude Moses Nwobi, my dear father-in-law, his father.
All right, let's continue the conversation. Join us on our social media platforms. And until same time when we come your way again,
stay alive.
Stay alive.
Let's keep celebrating.
Ciao.